Shalom, shalom. This is Kapalia, aka Pops, out of GMS Chicago, with another sit down. Before I get started, though, like always, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakodash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I want to send double honors because they do real well. To the brethren around the world pushing the truth uncut, unfiltered, giving you the good, the bad, and ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking down the prophecies and the interaction with people on the planet. Salutations. For the hopeful elect, hope this is edifying. For the aquaps, the fear and the truth of listeners, sincerity, charity, keep doing so. For scorn and scoff of faith, 2/3 Israelites and 17 other nations. In the midst of Jacob's trouble, it's only going to get a whole lot worse. I'm going to open up with this scripture. Ecclesiastes 10:7 and 10. Say not thou what is the cause of the former days were better than these, for thou dost not inquire wisely concerning this. You know, you got all this turmoil and things that's going on in the world today. You know, the uncertainty of the dollar, the uncertainty of the tarantula bite, and the MOTB, and all these things that are going on. And for the rest of the world, they would wish for an older time, for time to go back to the way they were. What you see? And they praying for that. They absolutely are praying for that. You got people that's getting down on their knees every night and hoping that the world will go back to what it used to be. But the scripture says, say not thou what is the cause that the former days were better. It was better back then because what? A dollar was a dollar. Money was money. It was this, that, and other. So how far back are you going to go to try to find that time? Going back to the 50s, going back to the 40s, going back to the 30s. You're dealing in the 60s. When are you going to deal in a time where it is better than what it is right now? For the rest of the world, any time will be better than now. But for the elect, the only thing that's better than this is when the kingdom comes, because we know that all these things that we're in the midst of right now, we have to go through to get to the kingdom. Okay? Verse 11, wisdom is good with the inheritance, and by it there is profit to them that see the sun. We see the light. We see the inheritance, the commonwealth of Israel, being brought back to the law, statutes, and commandments, having them ingrained in our inward parts, that we won't go off or be against Yahweh, while Yahweh shot in nothing that we do. And these things, all that's perfect. So there's a profit. So we see, we have a vision. We have the working knowledge of what Yahweh Shai wants to have happen, and the place of the Israelite in the midst of it. Just hoping to be an Israelite, one, and then two, hoping to be part of the elect. 12, for wisdom is a defense. This wisdom is a defense. This wisdom is a defense against the mind and the deceits that the mind and the tricks that the world would play on the mind if you didn't have this knowledge. For wisdom is a defense and money is a defense. And and give us this day our daily bread. That's part of the prayer that Yahweh Shai even told the apostles to pray. So we're not looking to be rich in this kingdom. And we're not looking to have to beg for bread in this kingdom. Give me just enough that is sufficient. Okay? But the excellency of knowledge is that wisdom giveth life. And wisdom giveth life. The understanding of these scriptures means that no matter how dark it gets for you, no matter how dark it gets, there's going to be a way out. And for the election's sake, you've already experienced that on some level. Something that you didn't know was going to come together came together. Something that could have been worse was made lighter. The Lord has got you all the way up through to this point for that purpose, so that your trust will be strong and your faith can be rooted in believing in Him, in Yahweh, that He sent His Son Yahweh Shai to do exactly what He said He was going to do, and you just got to put your trust in Yahweh Yahweh Shai. Whether you got all the scriptures to understand it or not. Where's that scripture? I'm going to read the one more scripture and I'm going to go to something. Okay. But you should be building yourself up in these scriptures. I'm not going to say that because it's a study to show thyself approved, a workman that need not be ashamed, correctly dividing the word. Okay? That wisdom giveth life to them that have it. Okay? Consider the work of the Most High, or to power, for who can make it straight which He hath made crooked? This Edomite is in charge. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked by Yahweh Shai himself. So Yahweh Shai said, wait for him to raise up to the prey, because he's going to be the one that's going to take that blessing and that power away from this Edomite. And there's nothing that you can do as part of the elect to change that until he raises up. They want the kingdom to come back when the apostles was when the disciples was being taught. Excuse me. Judas Iscariot betrayed innocent blood, but that was his lot. Scriptures say offenses must come, but woe to the man whom the offenses come by. Means, okay, some shit gonna have to happen, but destruction to the man who facilitates that. So, see, this destruction is coming. This Edomite's being drawn down, okay? And destruction to anybody that wants to get in the middle of that or want to try to stop that. So for you 2/3 that don't have the understanding of this, that's your lot. To be hooked to the Edomite and the 17 other nations and to be destroyed with them. That's your lot. Okay, let me see. It was a scripture that just came to my mind that I've got to go and find. Let me try to remember what it was I was thinking when I read it. I should have actually jumped to it. Let me see if I can find that. Okay, so like I was saying, so who can make something straight that was made to be crooked? This Edomite was designed for that, to be the scourge of the earth, to be to bring death and destruction, and he doesn't know anything else. So the reason he's got to be pulled down is because of that. Because if not, then He's fulfilled what it is that he's supposed to do, and he's got the weaponry now to be on the cutting edge of actually being able to destroy the planet. Not that he would, or that not that the Lord would let him, but he would just keep building nuclear weapons between this Edomite and now these Moabites coming along with hypersonic missiles and whatnot, nuclear hypersonic missiles and things like that. See, him being the destruction that he is and having the authority and the power that he has, everybody figures that this is the way they have to go. So the scripture of beating your plowshare, your weapons into plowshares, let me get that. Okay, so we're here at Micah 4, and I'm going to go straight to point 3. And he shall judge among the people and rebuke strong nations afar off, and they shall beat their swords into plowshares and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not lift up a sword against nation, neither shall they learn war anymore. See, the whole world is following this Edomite because the earth was given it to him, given it to the hands of the wicked, per Yahweh Shai. And that evil that needed to be wrought, going all the way back to the garden, has manifested itself in today's day, where men are cheered to be with men, and women are cheered to be with women. That they do feel-good stories now on YouTube and TikTok and things of this nature about a man actually putting his son out because he found out that he was of that alphabet lifestyle, and told him that it was wrong, and basically didn't want him around him. Whereas in old times, in our times, of old, the words were said that if there's an offense among Israel, that the person is supposed to be told and counseled, basically, on some levels, by you, then by the elders, and if they won't hear, depending on how bad it is, they're to be put out in stone to put that evilness away. And when you start talking about the alphabet group, that's pretty much stoning in itself. When you're talking about alphabet lifestyles, then you're talking about stoning. So, with all those things having been said, they big up that. They put that forward. They push that. I just saw something here where it was talking about it was big upping. What I mean by big upping, it was uplifting a alphabet lifestyle young man that was found out by his dad of his lifestyle, put out, had to beg for food and all these other types of things in the street, and did something for was at a car wash, I believe, or something like that. Did the whole deal. The whole story goes that he did something honest in the midst of the wicked lifestyle that he had. Somebody that had some money and influence put him in some kind of position. Things went good. A lottery ticket was won. A lottery ticket was found. More scenarios came along. He was able to do all the things, get a good job, make a lot of money, and find his same-sex partner. These are the terms that they like to use. Same-sex partner. And everything was happy-go-lucky. In this world, but in the world of Yahweh Wah Yahweh Shai, that's a total abomination. So in that scripture that I was reading, Ecclesiastes 7, when you get to verse 13, it says, "Consider the work of the Most High, for who can make that straight which he hath made crooked?" They put all that positive spin on an abominable lifestyle. And you want to know why the things that you see now are going the way they're going. They're going this way because the Lord has got to send His Son back to take everything and turn it 180 degrees and put it back to being right. Put the Israelite in place, put him and her in their right minds, and program them so they don't go off, and then let the world prosper under righteousness as it has never seen before, because the world has been wickedness from day one. This is what has to happen. So you don't want the world to be in war. You don't want the world to have the threat of wars and the rumors of wars and all these other kinds of things that's sitting out there as of right now. Then guess what? This thing that you see happening right now for the election, it's got to go through. It's got to go all the way and run its course. So in the process of that, you need to hold strong. Pray, fast, ask for the Lord for forgiveness. Ask Him to give you the strength and the faith to be able to get through it. So I hope that's edifying, to know that the Lord is controlling everything and we have to go through it. And it's going to get worse. Times of Jacob's trouble. We get ready to enter a time that we've never seen before. And we can read some horrible times in these scriptures. But we can't shortchange it, and we can't go around it. So we got to go through it. So gird up your mind to go through it. So with that, I want to send all praises, honor, and glory out to Yahweh, Bahashem Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Kakwadash, to the apostles and elders of GMS out of New York. I want to send double honors because they do rule well. But brethren around the world, pushing this truth uncut, unfiltered, doing the good, the bad, and the ugly of the scriptures, correctly breaking them down, declaring war on the planet with the interaction of the people on the planet. Send salutations. For the Hope Collector, hope that's edifying. Aqua, few intruders, listeners, sincerity, charity, keep doing so. Scorn the scoff for reprobate, 2/3 Israelites, 17 other nations. Mr. Jacob's trouble is only going to get worse. First group, Hadi Shalom. Second group, a Barber Ball.